Welcome to Open BXRX Tuesday on BronxNet. I'm your host, Sonyi Lopez, and I'd like to invite you to get social with us at BronxNet TV on Instagram and Twitter, and BronxNet Community Television on Facebook. June is LGBTQ plus Pride Month. The community is celebrated and highlighted through gatherings and rainbow flag solidarity, but also through film. Antoni-A is a film seeking to bring transgender awareness to the big screen. Joining us now to share more is Miguel Miller, director and writer of Antoni-A. Welcome, Miguel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Sanji.
Of course. So to start, can you tell us a little bit about your film, Antoni-A?
Antoni-A is a film made out of pretty much the heart of all of us. It was a passion project. I didn't think I was going to be able to make this film, and I wrote the script. I thought I was going to be done with it, and I never thought I was going to be able to find the support behind this film because it was a little bit in your nose, right on your face in terms of what I wanted to say. And I sent it for coverage and it came back amazing. So what we did was I got one person behind it, and then all of a sudden everybody was to support the film, and most people that really wanted to help us tell this story. So it formed that way, and then we started building a small platform and a small group of people that will support us. Once we were able to get it all done, we shot the film pretty much out of the kindness of our heart. Everybody worked there for free. Even the actors were working on a deferred contract.
Oh, wow.
So once it was done, we were super excited and ready to release it. Didn't think it was going to go very far. We still did a platform for a festival round, and the festival run was amazing. We were able to get 18 selections on different international film festivals, and out of
Wow.
those 18, we won. Thank you. We won 8 of those. So we're like, whoa! And every time we show it to people, they were very open-minded. They were surprised that we were able to convey and translate this amazing story, the story of Antonia. This happened to be a male stripper crossdresser that is being interrogated for the death of a client. Along the way, we get to find out why she's being interrogated and how she landed there. We had to go into her past. So it's a pretty much contrast between this trans person, Antonia, and a detective. One first wanting to do her job, and then ending up being relating to this woman's pain and this woman's suffering through her life.
Wow.
I think I remained within those 2 minutes. Was I
Yes.
speaking too fast?
No, thank you for sharing more about it, Miguel. It sounds like an incredibly impactful story, especially for the community. How did you conceptualize the idea, and why was it important for you as a filmmaker to raise transgender awareness with this film?
It all came as a dream. Most of my films are a dream, and I dream them. Then I wake up and I write a little bit more, and then I write a little bit more, and then I write a little bit more until it's all conceptualized, until it's all a real living person to me. Uh, the whole telling the story of this transgender community was something that I had this passion to do for a long time. I had some friends that were trans, and I felt so much love for them. During the research of this film, I come to find out a whole lot more about the community, things that I didn't know. So let's say if my level of knowledge in terms of the trans community was here, while researching through this film, it went all the way up to here. I was able to find out the difference between one community and the other, how tight they are, their sufferings. I just found out this month that in the US alone, there's been 20 trans people that have been killed through lack of knowledge. So that's why it's so important. We need to bring awareness to people and know that this film is a story like anybody else's story. And that's why I portrayed it that way. I portrayed it as a murder investigation, and it just happened to be a trans person. But it's a murder investigation of a person that killed a client that was pretty much left in a situation that pushed almost into a situation because she was not understood, loved, and respected by early on in her life. So
Wow.
that's
And,
in the
we
nutshell
do
how it came out.
we do have a few behind the scenes shots to share with our viewers. What are some of the challenges that you face with the creation of this film, Miguel, if you can share?
The first one was the main actor. I hired somebody, I casted somebody who was really into the piece, and he couldn't make it. he couldn't travel. He was actually coming from another country, and he was not able to make it. So I hired or casted Johnny Atrocity, which now plays the character of Antonia, very last minute, literally a week prior. And that was incredible. I didn't think this guy was going to make it. I thought, oh, this guy is, first of all, he was straight guy. He's a straight person. So he came through in an incredible way. But I think the biggest challenge was casting young Anthony. He needed to be
Mhm.
between 7 and 10. And being a trans movie, oh my gosh, we couldn't find those actors at all. So I put it behind, I put it to the side, and I said, we're going to shoot principal photography and then concentrate on that when the moment comes. When this kid came to audition, I was blown away. I said, oh my gosh. And I spoke the topic to the parents, and the parent was like, we're behind this topic 150%. We
Wow.
support this community. We want to be it. So I was like an orgasmic experience for me to be able to have that type of parents behind a project when we're trying to bring awareness and we
Right.
want to point out to parents something that is happening. So that was the hardest part of the film, became the most inspired part of the film. Now, there's the second half part of that question. It was how to direct that part, uh, kid interaction, and show it as love instead of being graphic. It's very touchy when you are directing kids.
Right.
So what I had to do was create a story behind the story to tell these kids, well, this is what I want you to convey physically, and see if the camera captures it, and have the parents there, because by law we need to have the parents literally a few feet away, and the time of shooting and all that stuff was challenging, but it was mostly trying to direct the kids to express love, anger, and hate, but not really. That was challenging. That was interesting, but it worked out amazing. And then I think I'm sending myself a bit, but that part of the film, conveying the kiss of the kids, was also a process. I early on in my career, early on in my life, actually, I seen a painting that was very inspirational. And when that one day we were seated in the couch, and it came to me. I remember how I felt when I saw that painting, and I was able to pay homage to René Magritte through this movie as well. So
Wow. Thank
very
you so
happy.
much for sharing that. A lot of the inspiration that went into some of those shots and some of those decisions as a filmmaker. So, unfortunately, the film did receive various negative hate comments against the LGBTQ community online, which is very disappointing and sad. Can you tell us about this, Miguel, and how you felt, receiving this type of feedback online?
It's it's heartbreaking. Um, I don't know any other way to describe it. My producers first saw it, and the person that was handling PR saw it, and they were broken. And I told them before reading anything, I said, please don't feel that way. We know what we're trying to do. We know how we're trying to do this. We know we're trying to empower people. This is not a hate film. This is actually a love film. So until I read it, and then I went and read some of those horrible things that were said there about our movie and about the trans community overall. Most of these people that wrote there, what they wrote there, they haven't seen the film. It was just hate from like a place that I haven't felt before. It was really, really horrible hate. I felt destroyed. I felt devastated. And my first reaction was to answer back. And I was advised not to. I was advised to just concentrate on the positive, concentrate on what we're trying to do, and the message of this film, which is empower the trans community and every community out there that is not being received or respected. So that's what I'm trying to do, but it's very difficult to read those things. I cannot even bring them up to say some of the comments that are said about us. They're referring to us as not being human, as not being um, worthy of living. That's how horrible those comments are. And I always tell this, and I will never stop. My movies are like my children's. Imagine you have a child and somebody is destroying it that way, somebody is bashing it that way. You feel that you out of breath. You feel that you want to protect it. And I don't know. It brings me to a sad place when I think about how much hate is in
Yeah.
that page. I stopped reading it. I couldn't read it anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to talk about it, and we decided not to show the comments either here on our show. But it goes to show how important a film like this is, to kind of raise awareness and teach people that don't know otherwise about the community and about the transgender community in particular. So I think the fact that you have this child is important to bring to this world, Miguel. So thank you. What do you want, with that being said, what do you want people to take away the most from watching Antoni-A?
What I want people to take from this film is respect, tolerance, and acceptance. A lot of times we don't understand things. A lot of times we can't see them. We can't see and understand what is in front of us. But if you learn to respect it, you are in our line of work. We will see people that by looking at them, we want to outcast them.
Yeah.
We will see things that by hearing them and we want to dismiss them.
Mm.
But if you outcast them, you will not learn anything. If you dismiss them, you might deprive yourself from the opportunity to have a wonderful experience. Welcome, Antonia. Antonia might teach you something. Antonia might teach you tolerance, it might teach you respect, it might teach you appreciation for others, especially the trans community, the community that has suffered so much for so long and it's been misunderstood for so many centuries. And most of them are really loving, caring human beings.
Yes.
And that's what I want to leave behind. I want you to see this movie and see Antonia. And in Antonia, I would like you to see your sister, your brother, your son, your nephew, your priest, your police officer. I want you to see that person next to you. When you finish watching our movie, I want you to feel that way. That it's somebody next to you that go through the same tribulations, the same problems, the same misunderstanding in life. And because you don't understand it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It should be wiped out or
Wow.
wiped out of existence.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Miguel, for joining us today. I wish we had more time, but we do have to wrap the show up. We appreciate you, and I'm going to share the link, with our viewers now. It's Antoni-A.com to support the film. You can also donate for the film to, get more accolades on Antoni-A.com/donate. Just find out more again about the film by following them on Instagram at Antonia Short Film and Facebook at Antoni-A. Thank you so much again, Miguel, for your time today.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Of course. And, thank you for leaving us with that very important message, especially today on Pride Month, the start of Pride Month, June 1st, here in America. So thank you again, Miguel. We'll be right back here on Open BXRX Tuesday.